Clippers. Patrick Beverley, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, new acquisitions Nicholas Batum and Serge Ibaka round out their starting lineup for the Nuggets. A loss in overtime against Sacramento, a dramatic tip-in from Buddy Hield to win it for the Kings. Clippers began with a win against the Lakers, and the final game of Christmas 2020 is underway. Here is Porter Jr. trying to lob it into Jokic, and that's out of bounds as Denver turns it over on the opening possession.
And you talked about that first game against Sacramento. For Jamal Murray, he really struggled, really never got that rhythm, never got going. So let's see how he answers that call. Paul Millsap said that Jamal is so competitive, he might come out and try and score 50 tonight just from getting off to that slow start in game one.
George loses it out of bounds to the Clippers. Less money than many thought he would command, but wanted the winning situation here in LA as Murray comes up with a steal and then coughs it up to two-time Defensive Player of the Year Kawhi Leonard. Here is George through the lane. He lost it. It's a hot potato right now. And finally, Batum hits the three and puts points on the board.
Nicholas Batum is such a big pickup for the Los Angeles Clippers. The versatility, the playmaking, the defensive length that he has. And okay, Jokic with the dunk. Wow, that's 3 dunks, oh shifty and so crafty.
Had a triple-double in the Nuggets opener. Nice delivery inside. It ends up with Harris, and Harris has it stolen by Beverley. An opportunity in transition for the Clippers. George, corner three is good. Paul George, who was 5 of 8 from 3 on opening night, connects there.
You know, another thing that's going to be great to watch this Denver Nugget young team, as you see a foul. He wants to see some easy shots and transition opportunities for this Clippers team.
Lou has had many conversations with George, Kawhi, Patrick Beverley, Lou Williams, the core of this team, as Michael Porter Jr. buries the three. Lou talking with them about how he wants to best use them, but also making it a collaborative effort. A back and forth combo as Porter delivers the hammer off the steal. And a timeout. Well, it's not totally dissimilar to what we saw with Anthony Davis, right, Richard? As Leonard puts it down on the delivery from Batum. So Davis left his options open, but you thought ultimately he was going to stay with the Lakers, and eventually he did sign that max deal to stay.
Yeah, because where else was he going to go? Let's be really honest. You win the championship, you're not going anywhere, ladies and gentlemen.
That three drops in for Murray on his first field goal.
Orange, a little of that Denver skyline. I know Josh Kroenke and Stan and Ann and Nana in Columbia, Missouri are loving this right now. And speaking of loving it, how about that finish there by Porter Jr.? The kid's having himself a game.
7 points already for Porter Jr., a starter this season for Denver. As Ibaka can't push it home, Jokic fighting. Batum winning, corner three, rims in for Paul George.
Paul George, I got a little bit of heat when I said Paul George is still a top 10 player in this league, and I believe that. Yes, he did not have a very good postseason, but he was coming off double shoulder surgery, just had a lot of stuff going on. I think the bubble, everybody handled it differently. But I think Paul George, if he gets back to that defensive and offensive form, he is one of the top 10 players in this league.
Denver will take. Ryan Ruocco, Richard Jefferson, Malika Andrews with you. Appreciate you hanging out with us on Christmas night. Hope you've had a wonderful Christmas and are having a great holiday season. Nice cut there from Millsap, and of course Jokic delivered it perfectly.
Yeah, and he just does it so easy. And when you play with players like Jokic, it becomes so hard to guard everybody else because they get excited and they move because they know they're going to get rewarded.
Nice look from Leonard to Williams on the three. 11 of the 12 field goals in this game thus far have been assisted on. Here is Murray peeling back. Working with Jokic, little two-man game. Murray's jumper rims off and Leonard the rebound. Luke Kennard into the game his first year with the Clippers. Just signed a 4-year, $64 million extension that'll kick in next year. Leonard sets up Ibaka. His three is good.
It was weird when you have a player that you played with for a couple of years, and then he's coaching you in the playoffs and giving you DMPs. Not always fun, but you know what? I love playing with T. Lue.
In this first quarter, the last player to have a triple-double in each of his first 2 games of a season, Magic Johnson, back in the 82-83 season. That's what Jokic is after tonight as Kennard buries the 3. Clippers now 6 of 9 from deep in the first. That won't go for Dozier just entering the game for Denver. Kennard looks off the pass on the attack, pushes it up and off, and Jokic another rebound, his 4th.
Does it just feel like there's a little bit of extra energy in this game?
It does.
For both teams.
It's got that rematch juice, right? Barton slithering to the rim. Will Barton adjusting to coming back off the bench, which Mike Malone said he has been a total pro about as Porter Jr. takes over the starting spot. Knocked that out of bounds.
And you see Patterson in the game, because if you get 2 or 3 fouls on Serge, 2 or 3 fouls on Zubac, Jokic is a monster. You need bodies for him.
George fading away. Paul George with 10 points in the quarter. Has not missed yet. Nice work by Williams, working around the screen to come up with a steal. Kennard looks off the initial pass, and then it's 5 potentially as Barton misses both free throws. 6-point Clipper lead, 41 seconds to go in this first. George leading the way with 10 points for LA. Williams, nice touch pass to Mann, who puts it down. Largest lead for the Clippers, it is 8. Campazzo will give it back to Morris. About a 7-second difference, game and shot clock. Morris got tripped, and Monte Morris, back in the 17-18 season. Monte Morris just being rewarded with a 3-year, $27 million contract extension. It'll kick in next year. Not bad for the 51st pick in 2017. George can't hit. Rebound controlled by Hernan Gomez, and that will do it.
Being a talented free throw shooting team, 2 fouls on Serge Ibaka, 2 on Patrick Beverly, 2 on Zubac. How will you adjust?
We just got to keep throwing fresh bodies at him. You know, Joker's a tough cover. He draws a lot of fouls, a lot of attention. So we just got to play with our hands up and just be aware that he's trying to draw fouls.
Thanks so much, Ty. Best of luck, guys. Back to you.
Thank you, Malika.
All right, Malika. Well, Ty Lue certainly has to like 11 assists on 11 made field goals thus far for the Clippers after that Kennard 3 to start the quarter.
And you see the Clippers came out in a little bit of a zone. A lot of times teams run zone out of timeouts just to throw off whatever play. And Paul George, a college, at assist to turnover ratio. That's why the Denver Nuggets drafted him, is because they liked the way he controlled the game.
Reggie Jackson lines it up and knocks it down from deep. 9th 3 of the half.
To round them with, you know, Jamal Murray has the ability to really just score at a high level. Jokic has the ability to get everyone involved. And great pass there by Will Barton. That's what we're talking about. When you're talking about having the ability, I'll tell you what, being in the bubble, it was really crazy. It wasn't so much that they came back down from 3-1. That was just impressive enough. But the fact that they did it against a team that a lot of people had to win the championship, and they were up double digits every time in the second half, I've never seen anything like it before.
19, 16, 12. Morris got fouled and will shoot 3. Morris hits all 3, 11-point game. Kennard, he's been aggressive, which is what Ty Lue wants from him. Zubac spins into a bucket, plus the foul.
Zubac is just so...
Zubac's becoming a more important piece for this Clipper team.
And look, he has all of the talent and all of the tools to be out there on the court, especially for teams that are playing big.
Here's Bol at 7-2. Morris a deep three is good. Monte Morris with 8 points in his 6 minutes of action off the bench.
One of the best teams in the league, really points out how hard he works and his attention to detail.
George, step back three is short. Here comes Barton. Murray, nice find. Good movement here. Morris, not that time. George with 13 points, leading the way for the Clippers. Good hands, and the steal from Denver. Barton got fouled, count it, plus the contact. I'm telling you, they exist.
I'm not saying that they don't exist, but do you want to give them attention? That's an NBA and one 100 times out of 100.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Leonard got to his spot, finishes, plus the foul.
And look, when I think you're going to see that, when you have so much new stuff, teams not getting the opportunity to practice and play the way they would like because of the short layoff. And one. Okay, Serge.
Ibaka a chance for three.
But we were talking about Jamal Murray, just before the promo, and they don't need him to be 40, 40, 40 like he was in the bubble, but they need high-level performance from him all year long if they're going to reach the heights that they believe they can.
Well, they want consistency, right? Jackson misfires from three, and that's something Mike Malone's been very honest about. Boy, that was a backcourt violation for Murray.
This championship was just the icing on top. But I really feel like this Clipper organization, this group of players is really locked in this year.
Leonard. Facing up, takes, can't hit. Rebound Jokic. A 16-point Clipper lead. 5 minutes and 40 seconds to go in this first half. Morris finds the cutter. Harris behind the back to Millsap. What a delivery. Gary Harris finding Paul Millsap.
Never seen it. Come on, Gary Harris with the around the back on the cut. Great ball movement, great spacing by the Denver Nuggets.
Leonard goes baseline, a bounce to Beverly. Can't hit from three. Leonard used his pause to snare that one. Jackson will fire. He can't hit. Rebound tipped into the arms of Porter Jr. Look at a push with Jokic. Good movement here. Millsap's three won't go. Jokic got fouled as he one-handed the rebound.
Porter, he hadn't played much basketball in the last 2 years, and it's great that he has these goals. But understand, it could take 3-4 years for these goals to come to fruition. So he's got to be patient and hardworking, not just hardworking.
Jokic, nice use of the window. 13 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists for Nikola Jokic. Clippers have shot it brilliantly and mostly controlled this first half. That wing three is good. 12-3 of the half for the Clippers in games 5 through 7. All Nugget wins and Clippers losses. The Clippers were a plus 30 in the first half and a minus 64 in the second half. So, hey, make sure you don't go to bed. Stick around for quarters 3 and 4. Here's Leonard, the jab step and the jumper. Kawhi Leonard.
That's one great thing about not having the crowd is you can hear T. Lue trying to tell Zubac to get out of the way so that that Kawhi Leonard, could go one-on-one.
Monte Morris has been a force off the bench for Denver. Very effective opening nights in a win against the Lakers. Here caught sleeping. Barton takes advantage out of the inbound for Denver. A freebie there for Denver out of the timeout. Meanwhile, Murray and Harris this first half, just a combined 1 of 6 4-points for the Nuggets. Batum will take. Can't hit from three. Patterson amongst three Nuggets. Got fouled. What an effort from Patrick Patterson. I'll get our team. When we rebound well, we win. When we don't, we don't.
So poetic.
That's right. Jokic, 13 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists in this half. 3 to shoot. Jokic has it knocked away by Leonard. Batum to his right. Leonard the shovel. Batum the finish plus the foul.
Different position for them to be in, and they have to answer that call.
8 seconds left in the first half. Jokic with 1 second left. His three is good. Nikola Jokic buries the three to end the half. 16 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds.
Tape in preparation for the game because there's too much personnel change for both teams. Instead, he's leaning on what the Clippers did in the regular season in their sole game leading into this and in the preseason. Now, I digitally checked in with the coaching staff because I'm unable to actually go back to the locker room in this socially distanced setup. And their assistant coach, their lead assistant coach said that basically the message is that they need to be more disciplined and not bail out defenders and stick to the game plan and give max effort on boards in this second half, Ryan.
Well, Malika, it's such a good point about the turnover. Did it hit a hand afterwards? Regardless, it's going to be Nuggets basketball here. Richard, you can finish your thought, though, if you'd like, on the new pieces on the roster.
Don't tell me what to do, Ryan.
Okay.
Yeah, but to finish my thought, Jeremy Grant is just, he was a player that fit a piece of what they did last year. And so, that's what this new portion of the season, and we're going to keep echoing that because you're going to see it all year long. Guys trying to figure out themselves, their coaches, and their new staff. Speaking of new players, Serge Ibaka. Come on now, big fella. Don't show him the whole package.
Hammer. And a whistle. On this end, a foul goes against. And Millsap now in control for Denver. Nice delivery from Harris to Porter on the three.
Great drive, great pass. Porter, when he catches that ball, it's almost like he's shooting it before it touches his hands. You love that offensive mindset for the young player.
10 points for Porter, who had 7 in the first few minutes of this game. Leonard buries a three. 17 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists for Kawhi Leonard.
Okay, I'm going to say it. Can somebody tell Jamal Murray that the season has started? Can somebody tell him that? And I love Jamal Murray. I had him as a player. I love what he's done, but he's got to get going. Speaking
nice
of
move
getting
from Harris there.
Yeah, if
they do. So a side out for Denver, trying to create a little momentum, get back in this game with the Clippers up by 18. Here is Murray, waits and lays it in. Just the second field goal of the game for Jamal Murray.
There we go, just put his head down, went underneath, but still found a way to...
And a happy holiday season. We know how irregular this holiday season is, but we hope you found a way to safely celebrate with those you love. We certainly send all of our best wishes to all of you. As Zubac lays it in. Murray on the attack. All right, Jamal Murray back-to-back buckets. Can he get going?
And look, I love it. He's put his head down on 2 plays. They've gone underneath him on multiple pick and rolls. He still puts his head down and just gets a layup.
George, another three. Paul George, 16 points, 4 of 8 from downtown now. Harris can't hit from 3, and a foul underneath as Millsap went for the board. Isn't it, Richard?
It is. Well, unfortunately, we're not doing any of those games, but we still want you guys to tune in.
That's right.
That's right. Still support.
5 on our networks today and 2 for each of us, so we're satisfied for a little bit, right?
I'm still hungry.
Me too, man.
There we go.
Let's play another one tonight after. Millsap knocks down the three.
See, that's all I did. I talk a little trash to Paul. He gets going. Couple free throws, a three. I'm just trying to inspire him from here.
George flags it down after the deflection. 15-point game. Clippers have led by as many as 21. Batum cans the three. 15th. Now 20 for 24 from the line in this game. Zubac 8 of 11 from the line. Jokic flips it up and in, plus the foul.
He's just so...
33 to go in the third.
So dribble weak. Here comes Kawhi Leonard on the dribble weak. Same plays from Cleveland. I see you, T. Lou.
Batum catch fire and hit from deep. Batum now with 13 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists. The Clippers have 25 assists on 28 made field goals. Nice fake from Barton. Can't get it to go. Morris straight on three, rims out. Rebound Kennard. A 19-point cushion for the Clippers. And that's going to be an offensive foul. Like Denver is in this game, you're going to have a really hard time winning.
You're going to be down 20 with 3 minutes to go in the third.
Williams pull-up is good. Lou Williams just his second field goal of the game. The 3-time Sixth Man of the Year. Most points off the bench in NBA history. Murray, difficult shot, but connects.
And look, Jamal Murray has that
far. George doesn't get the roll. Jokic lost the rebound. 3 nuggets there, and Denver ends up giving the Clippers another chance.
And they always make you pay. They make you pay. They just, when you give up those type of plays, you get even more frustrated because you know the other team's about to score.
Here come the Clippers again. Kennard. Out there with Zubac, Williams, George, and Batum. George, step back three is good. 21 points for Paul George.
As much as it is Jamal Murray struggling, which he is, and he needs to play better, sometimes getting the lineups right can help a player like that get going.
Kennard straight on three, won't go. Barton the board, 23-point cushion for the Clippers. Barton, nice little hesitation, soaring through the lane. Couldn't finish. Jokic tips it in.
Using the G League to develop players. You see how important it is in San Antonio, how important it is up in Toronto. You have so many players up that have come through that G League system, even with Nick Nurse being down there as a coach. You know, these G Leagues are important. You got to use those minutes and opportunity to get better.
George kicks. Williams fades, left it short. Hartenstein the rebound. 8 seconds left in the quarter. Barton the spin. Barton the attack. Nice find. Hartenstein couldn't finish. And that'll do it for the third.
I know you've said you trust him to work through this, but how do you help him spark his offense?
Just tell him to stay aggressive. You know, they're doing a good job putting a lot of different defenders on him. He's just got to stay committed to his shot, stay aggressive, and attack the basket, get a couple easy ones.
Thanks, Michael. Good luck, guys.
Well, 17-point game. Clippers have led by as many as 24. That floater left short, followed up. Nice little slink inside, and the finish on the reverse.
A key 3-4 minutes here, Ryan. Get it to 10. Get it to 10. See what you can do. But you got plenty of time in this game, and one thing you know is that this Denver Nugget team is confident that they can come back.
Dozier's first bucket of the game. Good contest here. Murray ends up with it 5-on-2. Dozier lays it in. And just like that, it is a much more manageable 13. Denver has started hot. They are on an 11-0 run dating back to the end of the third. And a chance to cut a little deeper, but Leonard comes out with the cold-blooded jumper.
And I saw my Twitter mentions go up when I said when Kawhi gets that shot, he makes it 10 times out of 9. That means it's automatic, ladies and gentlemen. And that's why T. Lue called that play for him out of this timeout after that 11-0 run by the Denver Nuggets.
19 points for Leonard. Barton gets denied, and it's out of bounds off him. Ibaka the block, and Barton then caught.
He did sign for under market value.
Leonard working Dozier. Leonard one-on-one. Help didn't come. Leonard takes advantage. What you said, Richard.
What did I say? 10 times out of 9, he's going to make that shot. He's getting to that spot, ladies and gentlemen.
Morris hits the jumper. You know, those are big buckets too, Richard, because you know that had Denver kept creeping closer, if it got inside of double digits, you know, at least for Denver, they're going to be buoyed by the thoughts of what they were able to do last year against the Clippers, coming back from double-digit deficits. Hartenstein trying to come up with a steal. Jackson lets it fly. And it's going to be a shot clock violation as that 102-87. Clippers in front. 9 minutes to go in the fourth. A lot of game left. Murray connects on a three. Just the second three of the game for Jamal Murray. He's up to 15 points now. Has started to get it going a bit.
See, people, all you got to do is crack a couple of jokes and these guys will start to wake up, start playing their game. Jamal Murray has really been the difference maker in this little comeback that they've been starting.
We'll call that a 2 from Murray. Ibaka's jumper is good. Go on the fourth. Here is Barton around the Jokic screen, back into the game. Jokic 1 assist, 2 rebounds away from a triple-double. Murray fading away. Is he going to start to heat up?
Let's go, Jamal Murray. Give us a game, young fella.
17 now for Murray. 7 in the quarter.
And you see that defense completely shifted over.
Beverly hops into a bucket. Murray, another 3. Oh, yeah. He's got it.
Here we go. Here we go. This is what we said. Jamal Murray is one of those guys that scores in bunches. He can give you 10, 12 points in 5 or 6 possessions. That's how good he is.
Bubble Murray has arrived. Jackson behind the back, flips it up and in. Reggie Jackson getting creative. Murray gives it up. Jokic on the fake, the Euro, and the toss. Woo. By 24, they have cut it to 11. Had possession moments ago and turned it over. Still a lot of game left. Beverly will take, can't hit, long board, loose ball taken by Denver. Murray is fouled and then hit hard to the floor afterwards. But the foul came.
Denver's playing with a little bit more intensity right now, and somebody caught. Ooh.
Wow, Kawhi Leonard is down, and as you can see, bleeding quite a bit. And being tended to by the Clippers training staff.
Man.
You saw Leonard collide with Jokic there on the rebound.
I didn't see it. Let's see. Oh, no.
And he caught
That's
it.
Clipper. Yeah, that's Clipper on
From
Clipper crime
Ibaka,
right there. Yeah, that was Ibaka.
Oh, my goodness. So Leonard caught that from Ibaka, and Kawhi Leonard is down. We'll step aside a moment while they work on Kawhi Leonard. Murray had made 7 of his last 8 field goal attempts after starting 1 of 7. George behind the back to Ibaka on a 3 and a big bucket for Los Angeles. Jokic, Crab dribbling down. Squeezes it out to Barton. Step back 3 is good. Big bucket for Will Barton. $15 points now for Barton. George has 21. Ibaka on the attack, finds Williams in the corner on a 3. Big 3 from Lou. George jumper is good. 23 points, 8 assists for Paul George on 8 of 14 shooting. Jokic lays it in. 24 points, 10 assists, 9 rebounds for Jokic. 1 rebound away from his second straight triple-double. He would become the first player to open the season with back-to-back triple-doubles since Magic Johnson in 82-83. And a turnovers for Kawhi Leonard, who was his usual brilliant self tonight. 21 points, 7 assists, 4 steals, 5 rebounds. Ibaka on the attack, couldn't reverse it in. Still a little light for Denver. Morris finds Murray, corner 3 is good. Cut it to 11. They've had a couple chances to scrape closer, haven't been able to. Kawhi Leonard has left this game, won't return after a collision with Serge Ibaka. Here is Beverly. His 3 is good. Big 3 from Patrick Beverly, and the 19th triple of the evening for Los Angeles. Murray in the corner, didn't get that one. Offensive board, Barton keeping it alive. A chance in the corner for Dozier. He hits from downtown. Locked down this victory against the team that eliminated them in historic fashion in the conference semifinals a season ago. Ibaka gets it off, puts it in, a little exclamation point left on the clock. And that will do it